Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Stack and Smash Radio here at Friday night here at the Greatest Bar. We have Riptide Rush Rob Coakley here beside me on the left here. My name is Mike Zakarian. I'm filling in for Jesse Wilkins tonight. Rob, tell us a little bit about why Jesse's not here.
Jesse was scared. He knew that if he came here, I was going to take him out, put him through a table, and then take him out twice. I'm going to take him out to his friend's street. I'm going to take him down to the canal. I'm going to take him to Charlestown and dump him in the river.
Hey, Rob, I'd hate to interrupt you, but I was talking to Jesse earlier, and it seemed like he had prior commitments, and you were aware that he was not going to be here tonight.
That is ridiculous. He knew what was on the agenda for tonight, and that was for me to stomp him out twice. I said it, twice.
Rob, you actually texted me yesterday, and you're like, hey, Mike, do you want to fill in tonight because Jesse's not going to be there tomorrow? So you were definitely aware of what was going on.
None of that ever happened. That is incorrect.
All right, we're off to a great start tonight. I'm really excited to be here at Stack and Smash Radio.
You just let him know that anytime, anywhere, I'm coming for you, Jesse Wilkins.
I just want everyone to know Rob's going to be picking that up.
All right.
And now it's time for
Stack and Smash Radio. Macy's sales clerk checking out my package. Not part of the Jodie Foster fan club anymore that I created.
I just have a very hard time expressing my emotions, and I can't stop from yelling.
All right, everybody, welcome to Stack and Smash Radio. As you heard in the intro, Jesse Wilkins is not here tonight. He had prior commitments, and we will get into that a little bit later with Mike Zakarian. Speaking of, Mike Zakarian is sitting in for us tonight. Mike,
Yes.
longtime friend of the show, has been on quite a few episodes. He's an improv comic here in the city of Boston, does a lot of fun stuff with that. We'll get into all of that. How was your stroll over here tonight, Mike?
It was really great. So I live in Cambridge. This is the first time I've come over to the river in a long time, and I haven't had. What'd you say?
I was just Bostoning it up.
Oh,
for
okay,
you.
that was
You know,
great.
the
Thanks.
river.
The river, yeah. So it's
Not
my
to be confused with Fall River.
No, it's very different than Fall River.
Yes.
Smells the same, but it's different.
Yeah.
This is my first time on the Green Line in a long time.
Nice.
Especially during like commuting hours, so it was great. I learned a lot.
So
I actually
speaking of smells.
Speaking of smells, yeah, I feel like I got bullied
okay.
on the way over here from by I want to say they're high school students, so I feel a little bit better about myself, but I'm pretty sure they were like 7th or 8th graders.
Oh, okay.
They were real aggressive. There was an open seat that opened, and there's like 4 of them and 1 of me and only 1 seat.
Right.
And I'm an adult and they're a child, so I thought for sure like the seat was mine.
Yeah.
So I sat down and I just got mean mugged for like a minute and a half, and I was like, you know what? You guys can have the seat. Like I don't know who's gonna take it, but I'm not gonna fight you for it.
I mean, if you had been here first and that happened to you, you would have learned how to cut a wrestling promo on the 7th graders, which, you know, child abuse, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm for it.
Yeah, I feel like a wrestling promo really would have helped myself out.
Always. I mean, I feel like there's like few things that can solve all your problems in life.
Wrestling promos.
One of them's Barack Obama.
Yep.
Wrestling promos is the
Hope.
other one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Sex Smash Radio brought to you by Barack Obama.
So I've already made our producer quit tonight.
Yep, that's good.
So
That's
as
good.
he walks away from us, this is what I do at Stack and Smash Radio.
Yeah.
I make everyone either uncomfortable or uncontrollably angry,
Yeah.
so that they leave the show.
Jesse-
In turn, you're next, buddy.
Jesse's coming back to nothing
Yeah,
next week.
yeah. Next week he's gonna come back. There's just gonna be a light set up,
Yep.
no cameras, no
That's
nothing. So I actually have an interesting story to tell as well, and I'm probably gonna get yelled at for this, but I don't care. So I don't even know how to start this.
This is a great start.
So I'm driving, right? I'm working the other day. I'm driving around. I get a phone call from my grandmother. Okay. My grandmother calls me. She's like, hey, I'm doing this. Do you want me to pick you up dinner on my way home? I'll grab you something to eat and drop it off, whatever. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. She's like, I gotta go. I gotta get back to work. She goes, wait 1 second. I have to ask you another question. Now, as you're aware, and not a lot of other people are aware, I'm kind of house sitting for her. I'm taking care of her house because of other things. She says to me, now, I'm going to go, my grandmother, she's like in her 70s, early 70s. She's very like very nice, doesn't swear, just regular,
Okay.
not insane by any means, just regular old 70-year-old woman. This is what she says to me. Do you know anywhere that we can get marijuana
All right,
plants?
great. This is great.
And I go, what? You psychopath? What are you talking about?
What Rob really said was yes.
No, this is it. I'm going to give you the legit combo of everything that happened. So I go, what are you talking about, you psychopath? She goes, well, I was thinking, you know, we have all this free space in the attic at the house that's not being used. Maybe we could grow a pot farm and sell it once and make a lot of money.
What?
I go, Graham, how much Breaking Bad have you been watching?
She
goes-
binge watched Weeds for a
So
week.
here's where the idea came from, and this is where it gets ridiculous. She goes, me and my friends were sitting around at breakfast this morning.
Great.
I go, so you and all your other 70-year-old lady friends.
And Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah, and you guys are just plotting a cartel at breakfast. You're just at IHOP, just sitting around plotting this cartel. And I go, Graham, how are you going to sell this? She goes,
Good follow-up question.
She goes, oh, just to one person. I go, so you plan on growing all this pot and then just selling it to one person?
Well, she's gonna sell to the dealer, so she's
Right.
gonna so she already has.
Because she's clearly the Colombian cartel. all of a
Yes,
sudden.
this is great.
So I say to her, I go, and how much do you think we would make from this? She goes, well, we would each make $100,000, I think. I go, how much do you plan on growing?
It's a ton of
Like,
weed.
I don't know a lot about it. I've never
No.
even done it, to be honest with you.
That's a
And-
ton of weed.
But that's got to be like £1 million.
No, it's a
Like,
lot.
I go, Graham, you're never getting that much
I also
money.
want to know, how is she moving it? Like, I'm picturing that
Right.
Betty White show on NBC where there's like the old people pranking people.
Yeah.
And there's just a bunch of people with bags of weed
Yeah, yeah,
selling
just
them to
selling
kids
it.
on the beach.
She goes, well, I was thinking about putting it in brownies. I'm like, oh,
Okay, great.
$200,000 worth of pot brownies?
A ton of brownies.
You really corner the market on that one.
A ton of brownies.
So then I go, and what happens if the cops came to the house? She goes, I would just tell them that it's all mine.
Yeah.
I go, all right, Graham, let's play this situation out. You're an improv actor. So I just go to her, I go, cops show up at the house. There's 1 million pounds of weed in the attic. You're a 73-year-old woman who has no previous record, nothing's ever happened. And then you have your 29-year-old grandson
Yeah, you're getting
sitting
arrested,
there
Rob.
with full sleeve tattoos, neck tattooed.
You're getting arrested immediately.
Who are they going to believe that weed belongs to?
It's your weed.
So then when
Right now I believe that it's your weed.
Exactly. So, point being, I go, so you're never going to make that much money. She goes, do you think we'd have to grow cocaine?
Yep. Yeah. Hey, great follow-up question, Grams.
Graham, calm down. You're a psychopath, and you need to be checked in somewhere at this
This
point.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel like your grandmother's got a great business plan. I think.
So this wasn't my only experience with the elderly that day. I'm also working. I do outside work, and I replace cable lines and stuff outside. So I'm replacing this cable line that, like, an hour later, my mind's still blown. All right? Mind is blown.
From all the weed and cocaine that's at your grandmother's house.
So this elderly gentleman rolls up to me on a bicycle while I'm hanging this line, and I'm going to give you this direct interaction. He goes, 2-way TV? I go, what? He goes, 2-way TV. I go, all right, man, whatever. He goes, it's the future. I go, 2-way TV is the future. He goes, yeah, you're going to be able to watch a show. They're going to be able to say you, and then you just buy stuff. I go, all right, man, cool. This is his follow-up. Here's a tip. Freeze your water bottles. And drives away.
and he had just got done from visiting your grandmother's
I
house
guess,
where he
yeah,
collected all of those
yeah,
drugs
so it all
to come
makes
up with
sense.
that. Yeah.
So-
Jeez. I thought you were saying 2-A TV.
No, 2-way TV.
Okay, all right. So at least I'm following a little bit better now. I just pictured this kid on an ATV just being like, 2-way TV.
No, because I work for a cable company. So he's just saying 2-way TV, and he's basically explaining Skype. You know what I mean?
But it's a great idea, man.
So he's giving me the plan for Skype that was probably launched 14 years ago.
Yep.
Like, it's the future.
But
oh,
it's
is it?
brand new.
Yeah.
It's brand new. He's like, hey, I checked out this FaceTime.
Yeah, I got this FaceTime.
And I got this great idea based
Dude,
off FaceTime.
I got this email that I sent out. It will blow your mind. Like, dude, like, I know you're elderly and you're on a bicycle and you got this frozen water bottle, but can you just calm down? Can I just do my job?
Also, like, why? Wait, so I'm assuming the water inside the water bottle was frozen, or like?
I think what he insinuated was to freeze your water bottle,
Okay.
and then take it out of the freezer and fill it with water.
So you just have. So he was explaining what a frosted mug was, but in plastic
Basically,
form.
but in plastic form.
Okay.
So I mean, when you're 90 and you're out riding your bicycle, freeze your water bottles. That might be my Price is Right thing. You know, like, have your cat spayed or neutered.
Yeah.
Every show I'm just going to be like,
freeze your water bottles.
freeze your water bottles.
I hate this kid. Like, whoever this kid is, I hate him.
This kid, he was a 75-year-old man.
Oh, that was a 75-year-old man. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
So I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, what is happening in my life right now?
I think I assumed it was a kid because I still was thinking it was an ATV that they
Yeah,
were driving
yeah,
around on.
That would have been better. He just rolls up on like one of those. Yeah. Here's the tip. So that has been my week this week, is just dealing with nonsense like that. And just like I don't know if you saw my Twitter post the other day. It was just like mind blown.
Yeah.
That's what it was
That's what
all
it
in
was.
reference to, everyone.
Because all that happened within like 4 hours?
Yeah, like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like 2 hours, all that happened, and I just like.
That's vacation worthy.
I had to pull my van over after all of that at like the VFW in a town where there's a nice big parking lot.
That's the right place
and
to
just
pull
like
over.
compose myself, just be like, all right, this happened. Now you have to live
Just
through
move
it.
on.
Like I had just dealt with an atomic bomb. Like
I would have
like,
loved if you had gone into the VFW, because I can only imagine that the story would have escalated from there. Like whatever was going on in the VFW was only going to top.
My elderly interaction for the year is done. We have 4 months left this year. If you're elderly, if you're over the age of 62, don't talk to me.
This is a good public service
'Cause
announcement.
I don't want anything to do with you at all.
Stack and Smash Radio. If you're old, we don't like you.
Stack and Smash Radio. If you were old enough to figure this out, like yeah, I'm done with the elderly.
That's true too, right? I can't imagine your audience
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
That's over 65.
That's our target demo.
Logging on.
We're looking for the 62 to 78-year-old
Yep.
demo right now. Just get us that elderly demo.
Yeah, so we can listen to two kids in their 20s talk about real stuff.
You just have to come on the show, and we can just do announcer voice.
Yeah.
It's great. Well, actually, Jesse, you're fired.
Yep. All right. Great.
So.
Now there's a real reason Jesse's not here.
Yeah. So anyways, Mike, let's get into a little bit of what you actually do in Boston. We've talked about it before on the show when we were just in a podcast form, which we're still on a podcast. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on SoundCloud, all that fun stuff. But just for our new audience from Dirty Water TV, why don't you just explain what you do in Boston as far as your improv scene and everything?
Yeah, cool. So thanks for having me back again. So I perform at Improv Boston with a couple of different groups. I'm a part of their they have two different resident casts that I'm a part of. One is a part of Herald Night, which is on Wednesday nights at 7:30 and 9:30, so people should go check that out. And I'm a part of Viceroy, which is a Herald is like a long-form type of comedy. So basically we come out, we get one word or one thing from the audience, and then we do like 30 minutes of material based on that one thing. And then it seems like we're doing a bunch of different stuff, and then at the end it all intertwines. And then I'm also part of their the Improv Boston National Touring Company, which goes out and does gigs for different like high school students or colleges, whatever.
But they don't bully you while you're there.
There's no bullying. No, we do anti-bullying.
They're not taking your seat on the train.
No, they're not. So
that's
we
good.
do anti-bullying there. So we teach the people like me that dealt with that on the train
Yeah,
how to deal with the
how to deal with
crisis
it.
that occurred.
So you had great training for it.
I had great.
tonight.
Yeah, no, I was fine. I laughed it off, and I was like, "Have the seat."
Yeah.
So I didn't wet myself. And
Yeah.
I just went home. And then I'm also doing a two-person show, which is like an independent thing called The Mighty Zeppelin, and we perform at Improv Boston, but we also do different independent stuff. We recently, the Boston Improv Talk Station, which is a new thing that's happening in Boston, they had a 2-on-2 competition this past Sunday, and we won the 2-on-2 tournament. So that was pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So, which is funny because the last time I was on here, I think I had just like finished taking classes with
Right,
improv and
right.
like had just gotten started, and now.
So it seems like it's just like skyrocketing for you,
Yeah.
like in a real short amount of time.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's a great community, and like there's a lot of great people that are in there, and there's so many different shows that are happening that there's so many opportunities to get out there, and it's just a lot of fun. I mean,
Yeah.
you're taking like the real life stuff, like all the stories you just shared right now.
Yeah.
It's just like great material to take, even if it's not that specific story.
Right.
It's the fact that you went through all that crap, and then
Yeah.
you get to go find a way to take it on stage.
To mold it into an
Yeah.
actual story that can be interactive with the
Mhm.
audience and
Right.
just help them.
Because even though
Yeah.
the story that you told was ridiculous, like
Right.
part of it felt real, so it was
Right.
like relatable. So like
Right.
what you were saying, I was like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I can picture your grandmother being like really
Yeah.
excited about illegal drugs
Yeah.
and selling them, and like so so even though that was crazy, it was still like a real thing.
Right. Right.
So that's like a lot of what we
Which
do.
is just a family thing, like that will mind blow, like just one of those family situations where you never expect this family member to say something, and
Yeah.
everybody has family moments like that.
right,
So yeah,
right, where they're like, "Why did you share that with the public? Like that was an inside thought. Why did you bring that outside?" yeah.
probably shouldn't have told me that one.
Yeah.
because I called everybody.
Yep. Well, now it's happening.
And now
live.
it's all over the place.
which is great for everybody though.
Right. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And then like I see like you won that competition. You said there's just like this. If you follow Mike on Twitter or if you see if you're friends with him on, you have an actual improv page on Facebook, I think, that I follow.
Yeah, for the Mighty Zeppelin. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
and it shows them with the tag titles, which is pretty
Yeah,
hilarious. I
yeah.
love that.
There's
Obviously,
stupid hashtags for like Zev Nation or like
Yeah.
Zev Heads or stuff. Yeah, we
Yeah.
take ourselves way too seriously for something that's not that serious, but
Yeah.
but
Now-
we have fun with it.
now you're doing the Boston scene, obviously, but improv isn't really known in Boston so much. It's like I know improv's huge in Chicago. Like a lot of improv comics come out of Chicago. A lot of improv comics come out of LA and New York, and those are like the three main grounds for improv comedy. Do you see the Boston one expanding more now and actually skyrocketing?
Yeah, I mean the two main theaters in Boston right now are Improv Boston and Improv Asylum, which one is in Cambridge and one is in the North End. Improv Asylum is like right down the street, and Improv Boston is right in Central Square. And then that is true that New York, LA, and Chicago are like big areas for that. But Boston has like a really vibrant scene and has grown a lot within the last few years. But there's what's great about Boston is that there are so many students that are like coming up through the programs.
Right.
And through these two theaters, they both provide so many different opportunities to get involved. And there's so many different independent things going on right now. There's like Fine Line Comedy that runs through JP. And I know I'm forgetting stuff as well, but there's different like independent bar stuff that's going on where you can kind of get opportunities. So Boston's like a good what it used to be was almost like the feeding ground for New York, Chicago, and LA, which in some senses still is. Like a lot of improvisers and comedians move on. But here too, I mean, because it's grown so much, like there's opportunities like that. I mean, you can do it full time here, and it's great.
And that's awesome because I know like Boston, like I listen to a lot of comedians like specials with like podcasts with comedians. I'm so interested in all that.
Yeah.
And I hear them just talk about how like, Boston was the comedy scene.
Especially for stand-ups too, for stand-ups.
Right, and those older
specifically.
comics talk about that. But the newer generation of comics I see, they realize they have to be more versatile. Like they can't just do stand-up. Well, they can, but it's so hard just to break into that.
Yeah.
So a lot of them are doing stand-up. They're doing improv. They're just trying to become a well-rounded performer in general so that they can open opportunities for them elsewhere. Where before I feel like, especially in Boston, where it was just like, we're doing stand-up, we're going to do stand-up the Boston way, and I felt like I feel like Boston, as much as I love living here and everything, I feel like Boston does that with a lot of things where they dig their heels in, which isn't
This is what
always
we're
a
gonna
bad
do.
thing,
Yeah.
but like the music scene is the same way, like everything's always like 10 years behind, and like I feel like it's great for Boston, for the performers and the people around, that they're actually farting. I said farting.
Yeah.
Why did I say farting?
No, a lot of
They're actually
performers are
starting to.
We all fart.
Yeah, it's just an improv thing. So, but they're actually starting to bring all these different types of shows to give the audience something fresh.
Yeah, no, that's what's great. I mean, the stand-up scene's always been pretty great in Boston. I mean, you can see from a lot of the big-time people who've moved on, they've started in Boston, and that's still the case too. But I think both like improv and sketch, and just any sort of writing is starting to gain momentum as well. So there's like a really good, rich scene. There's actually the Boston Comedy Arts Festival, which is being held predominantly in Cambridge, is starting next week. It's starting the 10th. I believe it's the 10th to the 15th or 16th. And it's going through Improv Boston and also the Brattle Theater as well, which is right in Cambridge.
Right.
And it's great. They have stand-up, sketch, and improv coming from all over the country to perform. So there's definitely there's so many opportunities to get involved. But I think you're right. Like I think people are being more versatile and opening themselves up a little bit more than they used to. Instead of like finding like one avenue and then driving that home, they're doing a little bit of everything.
It's so funny because when we started this show, you came on because you were such a big like poker player.
Yeah.
I was doing the show because I was a poker player. I still play here and there. You just don't have any time for it anymore.
I haven't done it in so long. I think part of it is because most of the people that I played poker with were outside of the city.
Yeah.
And then once I moved to the city, it became like a little bit harder.
Right.
And then once you start devoting it's like you can only maintain one hobby at a time.
Right. And we were just talking about how like I stretched so thin that I finally got to play the other night.
Yeah.
I did well, and it's like riding a bicycle, but
you
still have to like, it's just a time-consuming thing.
Yeah, my ego tells me I would still be really good at poker, but like
Yeah.
I think the longer I go without playing, the better that I think I was before.
Right.
It's like I'm like Babe Ruth at that point. Like the further away from the sport it goes, like the better he becomes.
Right. All right, guys. So we've gone over like what Mike Zakarian goes through on a daily basis. He's getting bullied by seventh graders.
We talked about my life.
Yeah, we've gone through the whole thing. He gets bullied.
Yeah, that's great.
He just gets bullied.
Yeah,
and
I'll
gets
go
pushed
now.
off
Do
of
you want me to go
shows
now?
and stuff.
I can go
and-
now.
Yeah,
I
so,
can go.
So I don't know if our intern has it queued up because I didn't tell him to, but I want to get into the weird news story of the week. Do you have that video for us to play, sir? Until then, I'm just gonna dance.
Dancing. This is good. This is what the people want.
This is what we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stack and Smash Radio. We're gonna do some dancing.
What episode? It should just say, don't worry about it. We'll just get into it. I'm just going to go to the weird news story of the week. All right, you ready? We're going to reenact our own intro for the weird news story of the week.
All right,
That's what we're going to do. Improv.
Okay.
Ready? Start.
I don't remember what the weird news story. It's just like weird news story of the week. Stack and Smash Radio. Yeah, I feel good about that.
And now we're back, everybody, and we're going to get into the new weird news story of the week. All right.
We just lost so many listeners.
Yeah,
that's everybody's
that's
Xing out.
what I'm hoping for. All right, this story is like crazy. Do you follow? I got the story from the @FloridaMan account on Twitter. Do you follow that?
Yeah, I recently just started following this person.
It's the greatest.
I don't see it regularly, but I know that it's ridiculous.
This one, the title of the article is Port Richey Men Found Asleep in Road Arrested. In Newport Richey, Florida, deputies found the men asleep lying on an American flag in the middle of the road adjacent to a school bus stop that was filling with children. When authorities asked questions, states a Pasco Sheriff report, Jonathan Paul Ortiz, 22, began yelling profanities. But eventually, Ortiz and Mark Keith Yorks, 29, calmed down enough to explain to the deputies how they came to be in their predicament. You ready to, do you want to guess?
I'm terrified.
Do you want to guess how they ended up?
I don't know. I feel like it involved an alligator fight or something.
I wish it did. It's even better, though. The night before, they were walking from a Taco Bell or McDonald's. Okay. Both of their versions of the story differ on this. On where they were.
They're not sure what fast food industry
they were
was.
not sure
it
which
could have
fast
been
food.
taco, and it's not even like I'm not sure if it's Burger King or McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like it could have been tacos. It could have been burgers.
It could have been tacos.
Either way, I pooped at the end.
Yeah, that's how it always ends. After they left there, they stopped at a friend's house for some beers. Later, they went to a gas station for cigarettes and lost their way in the neighborhood.
Wait, they weren't even that drunk when they went to the fast. This was at the beginning of the night. They went to the fast food place.
According to them, yes. They stopped at a friend's house for beers. Later, they went to a gas station for cigarettes and lost their way in the neighborhood.
Okay.
They got lost in a neighborhood.
Okay.
Couldn't get out of a neighborhood.
Yeah.
All right.
This makes sense. I lived in Florida for a little while. This adds up.
Well, I'm from the South myself, and I grew up down South, and a lot of neighborhoods, there's like an entrance and an exit, but they're not hard to find ever.
No.
It's pretty easy. Here's where this story just gets ridiculous. Reasoning that it would be easier to find their way in the daylight, they found an American flag. The report does not list the origins of this flag. Stretched it out on the pavement of Amazon Drive and Sacramento Drive, and bedded down for the night.
Okay.
So they got lost.
Yep.
They were in this neighborhood.
Yep, they shot off a flare, and they buried down in the streets.
I don't know what to do. What do we do? Well, clearly we have to grab this American flag, lay it in the road, go to sleep.
I mean, that's the other thing, right? Like, why didn't they go, like, even on the sidewalk or in somebody's yard? They were like, you know what the best spot is an intersection in between two roads.
Yes.
Because that way we might die,
Yeah.
and that would be better than what's happening right now.
Also, neither
God.
man was able to explain why several nearby mailboxes had been smashed during the night. The report states.
No, yo, we had nothing to do with it. When we got here with our flag, the mailboxes were already down.
Already done.
And it was freaking us out, so we put the flag out.
Like, I don't see your correlation between me laying on an American flag and mailboxes being smashed. Like, those don't add up together.
Next question.
That's clearly somebody else. So.
Oh, man, I love Florida.
Yeah. Later, each were charged with disorderly conduct and later released from jail on their own recognizance.
How was that the only thing they were charged with?
How are they not? Isn't that like desecration to a flag?
Yeah.
Like, I felt the need to sleep on this flag that's not supposed to touch the ground.
Yeah, that I put in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they're a danger to themselves and to the people around them. Also, like, what did it say what day it was? Because a school bus came. That's the school bus that found them.
Yeah, so it had to be minimum a Sunday night, maximum a Thursday night.
Also, how did nobody else find them? How was the school bus the first vehicle that was on the road that day?
Well, it said the school bus, the the school bus stop was filling up with children.
Oh, it was-
So it must have been like parents
So
bringing
parents-
parents
yes.
are just rolling up on two dudes sleeping on this American flag.
I
with,
picture the first like 2 or 3 parents being out there being like, no, I'm not sure if we should say anything.
Yeah.
Like maybe they're making a statement.
yeah, like
And then the 5th parent's like, no,
Yeah.
no, this is a dangerous situation
Yeah, this-
for everyone. Also, why is there a flag on the street?
also, why are all of our mailboxes smashed?
yeah, also, but those aren't related.
Yeah, no, that was
Those
totally
are 2 different things.
That didn't happen with us. Those mailboxes 20 feet away from us.
God.
Totally different people.
And I'm sure this was in like the most like suburban place of Florida too. I'm
Right.
not familiar with Newport Richie. I mean, like I've heard of Newport Richie, but I just imagine it's not a city. In that.
Yeah, I assume it's just like
Yeah.
a town that I grew up in. Because
Yeah.
when they say neighborhoods, like every neighborhood in the town that I'm from, it's like Hickory Hills
Yeah.
or like College Park,
Yeah.
and like there's an entrance to it, and there
And
might
there's an
be
exit, right? It's like
there might be an
yeah.
entrance and exit, and there might be one more. But that's how you get in and out
That's
of these
it.
neighborhoods.
And everybody knows everybody too.
Right.
So
And there's a main drag, and you just go down that main road, and there's like little side streets off it. So getting out of these places it makes no sense.
everybody knows everybody in this neighborhood except for the 2 dudes that
Yeah.
are in the middle of the street camping out with the United States.
Yeah, except for Captain
American
America
flag.
and Hacksaw Jim Duggan that just decided to fall asleep on the American flag. That's all I can come up with for names for them.
God.
They're just super American.
God, I would like to thank Florida for just consistently building my self-esteem.
Yeah, there's this whole article on Huffington Post why Florida leads the country in weird. Like it's just a whole article on why it's the weirdest state to live in.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't be.
No.
It should be like this big vacation area, where the elderly go, or like where people raise families near the ocean, and
Yeah.
like this, the weather. It's not the greatest. It's humid in the summer, but for the most part, it's nicer than most of the other
Yeah,
country.
But like nothing that's been said so far is an excuse as to why everyone.
why does it happen?
Right?
Yeah.
Like I don't care how humid it is. I mean, I guess I act a little nuts when I'm humid, but like or
But
when I'm feeling
this is
humidity.
12 months a year. This just
Yeah.
never ends. So
But that's insane.
yeah. So
That's
I mean,
insane.
I follow that account, and I just like. We were watching football last night at Dave Wilkins' house. Who don't worry about him. He's whatever. Anyways.
Also dead to us.
Yeah. Also dead to
Great.
us.
Great.
Wilkins family, except for Bro Dad.
We're back. Stack and Smash Radio Friday nights.
So we're watching. I'm just reading out these headlines for the Florida man thing. It's just so ridiculous. Like oh my god. One guy gets pulled over for DUI. Police find a full arsenal underneath the driver's seat, and he's driving a lawnmower.
Yep.
So
So he had a full arsenal, like
a full
under his
arsenal
knees.
under his seat of his lawnmower that he got pulled over for a DUI.
Yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't happen anywhere else.
No, that's a
That
Florida
that
thing.
is Florida,
That's a Florida
and
thing.
that's it.
I would imagine like he still had a seatbelt though. Like that was the one law he followed on that lawnmower was he installed the seatbelt.
That
came
and his
across.
right to bear arms.
And his right to bear arms.
That was the other law he followed there.
Yep. Great.
He's like, oh, I get to bear arms. I have 30 of them
Yep.
in this lawnmower seat.
That's good. So
What's up?
Tonight so far we've talked about Barack Obama and the right to bear arms.
Yeah,
So politically charged Stack and Smash tonight.
I do what I can
Yeah.
on this show to make everybody
Make
happy.
sure. Hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so that just if you don't follow it at Florida Man. I'm going to look at both cameras and just do this because I don't know which one we're on, and it's this one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good. That was smooth, man. Good
Yeah, that's what I
transition.
do. That's what I do. I disco dance
Yeah,
until
no,
I
it's
get what I
perfect.
want.
That's perfect.
It really hurts me to disco dance
Yeah.
right now, too.
I'm-
This elbow, killing me.
Yeah.
I got my elbow tattooed,
Too much,
everybody. Yeah, it wasn't a good
It
idea.
looks like you have a sunburn, but just on your elbow.
Yeah, it
That's how
feels
red that is.
way worse than the sunburn.
Yeah.
I can tell you that
I
much.
believe it.
So, yeah. So, that was... All right, guys. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but that's okay because we were getting ready to transition into our top 5 countdown. We don't need to play the video, Dave. I'm just going to do it myself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's good. Yeah. That's good.
So-
Nailed it.
I nailed it.
Nailed
I
it.
nailed it anyway. So
Nailed it.
Yeah. All right. So this week's top 5 countdown. We just got shut off because Jesse Wilkins is hacking into our system. He's trying to shut us down. He's very upset he couldn't be on the show tonight. So me and Mike, we're actually going to go through a top 5 countdown on why Jesse Wilkins has not been on the show tonight. All right. Mike, do you want to start us off?
Sure, I can go with number 5.
All right, number 5.
He's got VIP passes to a Nickelback concert.
He always has VIP passes to Nickelback.
He loves
It's
Nickelback.
amazing. It doesn't matter where they're playing. It's like he's like, oh man, Dayton, Ohio, gotta go see Nickelback.
Gotta go see Nickelback.
Anchorage, Alaska, gotta walk over to Anchorage, Alaska, and see Nickelback. VIP. And what? He brings 30 beach balls.
Yeah.
And he just has 13 PBRs, and he's ready to go.
Big time tailgater for the Canadian band Nickelback.
Yeah, he's just it's his band.
So-
He's loved it since a wee infant. You know, he's gone to their concerts when they were touring at the little clubs, the big clubs.
Mm-hmm.
He's just the Nickelback guy. We actually call him Jesse Nickelback Wilkins.
Jesse Nickelback Wilkins.
Yeah.
As he updates his fantasy football name now.
Yes, he needs to update his team. I don't know if it was in the league. No, you didn't see this. We were in the Dirty Water League, and I actually playing him this week. I texted him yesterday. I go, hey, Jesse, you have a kicker that's not on an active NFL roster right now.
Great.
So you might want to update that.
He's got like the all-drug team.
Yeah. Alex Henry.
Yep, great.
Yeah.
Great. Go Eagles 2012.
Yeah. So anyways. All right, number 4 on why Jesse's not here. He's actually Joan Rivers, everybody. And Jesse has
No.
– he is. So he's no longer with us.
This took a dark turn real early in the top 5.
That's what I do. You thought I was going to be saving that one for like number 1?
Yeah, I
number 2?
did.
Nah, that's the number 4 reason
I
why
did.
he's not here.
I mean, it's dark because not only is Joan Rivers no longer with us, but then we're also insinuating that Jesse's no longer with us.
I'm okay with it.
All right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, if Jesse's no longer with us, I'm fine. You know, whatever. Jesse, if you're no longer with us, good.
Does that mean he's
Welcome to the Rob Coakley Show. Here on Stack and Smash.
Stack and Smash Radio, brought to you by Twix and all the other candies. Where we talk about Jesse and Joan Rivers.
And how they're the same person. So anyways, our biggest condolences go out to Jesse's daughter, Melissa Rivers, on her loss.
I thought for one moment you were being heartfelt for a second. And I was like, oh, that was a good transition by Rob. That was nice. He said something mean and then brought it back, and it just didn't.
I don't say things that are nice. I don't do that.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
So, all right, so number 3,
Yep.
Jesse's actually here. He's just eating the mozzarella sticks over in the corner.
All right, I
So you
can see
just
that.
didn't want to be a part of it because the mozzarella sticks are really good here.
Fun fact about Jesse Wilkins, he only eats mozzarella sticks. And the problem with that is if they bring out a plate of 1,000, he'll sit there until either he eats them all or they're all eaten by people around him, because that's the Jesse Wilkins diet.
That's good. No, I get that. I mean, like, there's worse things you could be addicted to, right?
All he eats is mozzarella sticks and breast milk.
He could be addicted to all of the breast milk. He could be addicted to all the things that your grandmother's selling, but instead, it's mozzarella sticks,
Yeah,
and that's not that
mozzarella
bad.
sticks, breast milk, and bathwater.
Yeah,
That's all he does.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right. So I guess it's on me, right?
Number 2.
So I'm going to stall for a second because I don't know what I want to
That's
come
good.
up with.
All right, cool.
This is a proper improv tactic. It's called stalling. I don't know if you know about
I mean, I don't know how proper it is, but sure, continue.
Yeah. Actually, the number 2 reason why Jesse isn't here is he bought a traveling circus and he's playing all of the acts. I don't know if you know about that. Yeah, he's in
All of the acts?
Yeah, he's in Oakland, California right now.
Okay.
That's the only place that they tour.
That's a real popular. So it's
Yeah,
not really a traveling
By
circus?
touring, I
It's
mean
the
he
Oakland
tours
circus?
around Oakland.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he's a Raiders fan now.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah. So he tours Oakland with this circus, and he plays all the parts and the animals.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's
so
what
he
I'm
played.
going
So he is the tiger and the tiger tamer.
Yeah, the tiger tamer, not
Tiger
the lion
tamer,
tamer.
yeah.
He's the tiger tamer.
Well, yeah, that's because we're talking about tigers.
Yeah. We could be talking about zebras. I got my friend Alex behind us wearing this zebra hat.
That is
It's
some
pretty
black
im-
and white. So maybe Jesse's taming him right
Yeah.
now.
Jesse's just taming Alex.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
All right, and drum roll.
For the number 1 reason. Jesse's actually.
Wait.
Sure.
You have to do it in your announcer voice for the number 1. And the number 1 answer.
Okay, perfect. Let's
All
do
right,
the drum
all right,
roll
let's
again then too. And for the number 1 reason Jesse is not here tonight for Stack and Smash Radio, it's because he is in Cleveland right now wearing the number 2 jersey because he is actually Johnny Manziel.
Oh, Money Man.
Yeah, that's good.
He actually does kind of look like Money Man.
I can see that.
And if Jesse were in the NFL, he would also be a backup. So
Yeah,
it works out perfectly.
Yeah.
So
and the one thing they have in common is that they're both not starting their number 1 quarterback in fantasy this week.
Perfect. Perfect.
Jesse's going to love this broadcast.
I hope
really feel
Jesse
like he's gonna
enjoys
get
this
it, yeah.
broadcast because I can only imagine what's going to happen if I'm never here
Yeah,
now.
no, it's not going to be pretty.
Now it's going to just be completely ridiculous,
It's
right?
not going to be pretty.
Yeah, so anyways. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Stack and Smash Radio. You can follow us at Stack and Smash on Twitter. Did you like that?
I like that. That was
See, you know why I did that is I was listening to another podcast with Chris Jericho on the way over,
Yeah.
and that's how he says
He
it.
says-
So now that's just stamped in my head.
It
So
says Twitter.
so thanks at I am Chris Jericho. Free plug for you.
Random Chris Jericho plug.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Joan Rivers, Old People Drugs,
Dude,
and Chris Jericho.
He actually on his podcast. I don't know why I'm promoting his so much, but he instead of telling like this heartwarming story about Joan Rivers, he just trashes on her, and it's great. I loved it. I was so happy that somebody actually finally like someone passed away and they didn't have a good experience with them. They didn't just sit there and like
gloss
sugarcoat
it
it.
over, yeah.
He's like, here's my experience, and
Here's-
it was not good. And I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm like, cool. Like, thank you for being honest.
For being
with it.
honest, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, anyways,
In between reality shows that Chris Jericho is hosting.
yeah, the reality, dude, he does everything.
Yeah, he does.
He
does.
he hosts reality shows. He's done stuff for E on the red carpet.
Welcome to Stack and Smash Radio, where we love Chris Jericho.
He hosts he has a band that's huge now.
Really?
Yeah, like they travel all over the world with Metallica and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Like, and he still wrestles. So like this dude is
Yeah,
just
He's
doing
all
work.
right financially.
Yeah, he's doing fine. Anyways, so you can follow us at Stack and Smash on Twitter. You can follow us or like us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook, Stack and Smash. I am at King Coakley. Do not follow at Double Take Jesse. This is the first time that we haven't plugged everything every 5 minutes on the show. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that. But you are?
I'm at Mike Zakarian, which you probably won't be able to spell, but if you just...
Zakarian.
Yeah, that was great. That was
Yeah.
very impressive.
I like to put into a song when I talk about Mike
Thanks.
Zakarian.
Yep. My voicemails that I get from you are real weird.
Yeah. So anyways, we get voicemails. Great voicemails between me and Mike.
Yep.
Anyway, so you follow all of us. You can also like his...
Yeah, facebook.com/Mighty Zevlin. You can check us out. We're a two-person show that's performing actually this Wednesday at Improv Boston at the Boston Comedy Arts Festival at 9:30. Go to improvboston.com to get all the details for that show. It's moderately funny.
Yeah,
I feel like
you
that's
know,
the right plug.
you might laugh.
I want to keep the bar low because if you
Yeah.
go in with real high expectations and you don't enjoy yourself, I'll feel guilty. So.
I mean, Mike's never made me laugh, so I don't expect him to make you guys
Yep.
laugh either.
Thanks so much for having me tonight.
Yeah,
Rob.
you know,
It's
I
been
mean,
really
whatever. I just needed a body.
It's been
that's
really
all.
great. My self-esteem through the roof.
Yeah, it was you or a mannequin, and I guess, you know, I'd want the one that hasn't able to move a hand somewhere.
Yep. My figure's a little bit more flattering than the mannequin. Next to yours. All right, great.
Yeah.
This is going well.
Yeah, I think we're gonna resend that statement.
Yep.
I like mannequins better than Mike. Anyways, guys, so make sure you follow us. Make sure you follow Mike. That is it for the show, everybody. Thank you. And Jesse Wilkins, you're a douche.
Oh, nice.